Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Learn with Anubhav. If you have already subscribed to my channel, press the bell icon to get the latest updates. In today's class, we are continuing with CBSE Class 12 French, Sample Paper Solving 2023-24, and this is the part 9 video, I suppose, of this series. All my other videos based on this particular sample paper are present in the playlist titled CBSE Class 12 2023-24 batch. The link is there in the description box below. So till now we have completed section A, section C, section D, and then section B. The last remaining thing that we are left with is story writing. So that's what we are starting in today's video. So it's question number 4 as per the sample paper, and in another two videos, this one and the next one, we'll be completing this sample paper, right? And one small disclaimer that I always give in my sample paper video is that the credit for this question paper of course goes to CBSE. It's just that I'm discussing the answer here to help you out. Now this is story writing. Rédigez un texte histoire d'environ 20 mots, 120 mots en utilisant les mots suivants. So you need to draft a story or a text in around 120 words while using the following words. So in your class 12 writing expression, first one you are having your letter, and the second question is story writing. Story writing has two options. Both of them have a list of cues. Now a few things that I'd like to speak about story writing. That first things first, all the cues are to be utilized because they carry marks. Number one. Number two, all the cues, the way they are utilized, that must be meaningful. Okay, it's not like you are writing anything. No, marks will be deducted. Certainly the way you are using a word, it needs to be quite reflecting on what you have written, right? Then number three, the order, the sequence. Try your best to maintain the proper sequence of the cues that you are using, um, like the sequence which is there in your question paper. Okay, try to follow that. And number four, story writing is all about creativity and imagination. Cues are given to help you form a rough draft, right? The cues are just a rough draft of the story. Who are the characters? How are uh, they in this situation, or whatever the sort of cues are, right? That's entirely your creativity. Okay, you want to name your characters, you want to have multiple characters, right? I mean, you want to work on the character building, or maybe some building some this thing background to the story. You can do that. Of course, you can do that. It's your creativity. It's just that don't exceed the word limit by a major extent and follow all the cues. Okay, you can't skip on any because they all are carrying marks. And of course, be creative, be imaginative. This solution over here is one of the possible solutions that I am going to write, right? You can of course include your own creativity. So the first option has a few hints, like if we read about them. La nuit, rentrer en voiture, assez, tomber en panne, pluie, voir, presque, rien, ou aller, avoir, peur, pleurer, chercher, voir une vieille maison, avoir faim, passer une nuit épouvantable, le matin, réparer la voiture, rentrer complètement épuisé. So we can see that the love story we understood, that it's night time, very late. The character is returning, right? The car has stopped working. It started to rain. The characters are crying, and then they find the old house where they pass a terrible night. They were hungry, and in the morning they repair the car, and they return completely exhausted. So let's give a heading to the story. Easy enough. Nuit épouvantable, we have taken it just from the cues. Let's start. So the story goes like this, what I have written. Let me just write a few lines quick, and then we can just read the entire thing. Okay. Pauline. Okay. So this is the plot that I'm building. A soir, Paul so Polly. What have I written? Oh, I missed a word. Un soir, Paul et son ami Pauline sont allés à la fête d'anniversaire de notre ami Vincent. Cette fête est terminée à 22 heures et puis Paul et Pauline sont partis pour chez eux. So one evening, Paul and Pauline were in his friend Pauline were invited to a birthday party of another friend whose name is Vincent, and the party ended at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. and then Paul and Pauline left for their place. Okay. Have used imparfait because I wanted to keep it as a past continuous thing. So they were returning. Okay. Cette nuit est-il rentré en voiture? C'était assez tard. See, I have incorporated the cues over here. Okay. So it was night and oh, I missed an S. And they were returning by car and it was much late. Okay, let's change the paragraph now. La maison de Vincent est assez loin de la maison. And as I always say, like you're in class 12, you should try to incorporate as many grammar concepts as possible, grammar and vocabulary. Like I have used monotonic over here. I have used adjective, possessive. Then I have used different tenses. Like I have used passé composé, then imparfait, right? And then adjective demonstrative is also there. Adjective possessive is there, right? And then yeah, try to use better vocabulary and better grammar, and don't experiment on the exam day. Do your practice beforehand. Okay, don't experiment on the day of exam because that's gonna create a problem. Okay, so what do we have here? De la maison. Donc ils arrivaient rather make it photo sample. Ils arriveront chez eux dans environ 2 heures. Okay. So to make the situation a bit more sort of panic, that the house of Vincent is much far from their houses, and therefore they'll be arriving in to their place in around 2 hours. La maison de Vincent est assez loin de la maison, donc ils arriveront chez eux dans environ 2 heures. Okay. Soudainement, suddenly. La voiture est tombée en panne. Tomber en panne, of course, we know the meaning. To stop functioning, to malfunction, right? Il n'y a pas Il n'y avait pas There were not. Okay. Il n'y avait pas de mécanicien là-bas. There were no mechanics over there, right? En plus des problèmes, la pluie a commencé. So to add on the problems, the rain started. Let me just check the recording if it's going on fine or not. Yes, it's going on completely fine. En plus des problèmes, la pluie a commencé. And after that, what happened next? Okay. Il ne pouvait pas. Okay, they couldn't, like almost is there, no? Voir, presque. So they couldn't see, they almost could not see anything. So il ne pouvait presque rien voir. They almost couldn't see anything. Continuing here, since we have in the cues alle, so they couldn't see anything where they were going, right? So they were going, I need to accommodate somewhere here. Let me just rub the first paragraph of the story. And the heading as well. Just a minute. Yeah, it's done. Rien voir où ils allaient. Now we have used pronoun relative over here, right? Okay, let's break the paragraph again. Now what happened next? Ils partaient leur voiture cherchant quelqu'un pour leur aider. So they left their car searching. I have used the present participle over there. Quelqu'un pour leur aider, for helping them. Okay. Ils avaient peur. We have this expression mentioned in the cues that they were scared. Pleurer is also there. They began to cry. Et ils ont commencé à pleurer, and they began to cry or weep. Right? After some time, après quelque temps, now they found the old house, right? So ils ont vu une vieille maison. Okay. So after some time, they found an old house. Now it's an old house, so let's make it a more mysterious that there was no one there. Il n'y avait personne là-bas. There were no people over there. There wasn't anyone over there. Okay, il n'y avait personne là-bas. Donc, ils ont décidé, they decided d'y passer la nuit. Therefore, they decided to pass their night there. used pronoun y, right? Décider d'y passer la nuit. Ok. Ils avaient faim, they were hungry. Il y avait quelques pommiers dans le jardin. Certainly, they were hungry and they were past the terrible night. I didn't really want to make it a bit saddest. I mean, let's just have a ray of hope. I mean, like there were some apple trees in the garden and they can just pluck and eat, right? Certainly, finding something if the house is very old and there's nobody there, finding something to eat is difficult. And they were hungry, so I thought, why not to include some apple trees over there? So see, that's what I was talking about. You need to frame a story using entirely your creativity. You just have a rough draft in your hands, right? How you are building the plot, it is entirely dependent on how you have interpreted the cues and how you have applied your creativity over here. And as I always say for writing skills, that never ever experiment during the exam, do beforehand practice. Don't experiment during the exam. Dans le jardin, alors, Paul et Pauline les ont cueillis. So then, Paul and Pauline plucked them, right? Après avoir mangé, using what? Infinitive passé over here. Après avoir mangé des pommes, après avoir mangé des pommes, ils se sont couchés. Okay? So they went. They went to bed, they went to sleep. Right? Ils se sont couchés. Fine. Now, using the heading that we gave to the story from the cues, il passait une nuit épouvantable. So they passed a terrible night. Of course, it's raining, then they are stuck in a, like they don't have an option to be other than being passing the night in an old house where they hardly found some apples to eat. They were still hungry. So it was indeed a terrible night. Now, paragraph break, and we can continue the story in the morning. Le matin, il réparait la voiture avec les outils de réparation dans la maison. So, since they repaired the car, I added this point that they found some repairing tools in the house. Okay. So le matin, il réparait la voiture avec les outils de réparation dans la maison. Okay. And then what happened next? Enfin, il rentrait chez eux complètement épuisé. Then they returned to their home, to their place, completely exhausted. We can complete the story over here, right? So now we are left with only one question, the second option of it, that will be discussed in the next video. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel Learn from Anubhav. And if you have any doubt or suggestion, may write that in the comment section below. You may also like our Facebook page by the same name, Learn from Anubhav. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Au revoir. N'oubliez pas qu'à l'en français, c'est l'amour.